Good afternoon, it's Christian Thwaites from Brown Janikowski. Friday, September 30th, end of the month, end of the quarter. It's been quite a busy month for news. We've had 3 central banks announce their policy changes or maintaining their rates or giving some different types of outlooks. We've had a lot of news on the market, and the last couple of weeks we've had some scare stories with a couple of large global banks. But actually the markets have done very little. The S&P for the last month tracked within a very narrow band and was up less than 1/10 of 1%. And the US Treasuries, which you know I like to talk about a lot, moved from about 150 to 155 basis points, which really is just noise in the bigger system. So September really didn't do very much, but I think we're in for a slightly more interesting fall. And by interesting, I mean not necessarily bad, but it could be quite good. But one of the things we're going to be looking, of course, for is what the Fed does the rest of the year. Today, this Friday, a very important number came out, which the Fed tracks. It's called PCE. Here it is in the chart behind me, personal consumption expenditure. You may not have heard of it, but this is the one the Fed likes to track. And they like to keep that around below 2%, which is great. If you look at this, the blue charts are in fact below 2%, because we're reading off the left-hand chart. But what's this orange number sort of screaming off the charts on the right-hand side? Well, that, unfortunately, is medical care inflation. Now, this is for CPI, which means it's consumer, whereas the blue one is mostly for producers. But it does mean that this lull in low medical care expenses that we saw post-Obamacare looks like it might be finishing up. And if these numbers start translating into the broader producer inflation numbers, then we'll see a higher inflation number in October, November, December, which then could spark something from the Fed in their December meeting. But we certainly won't see any move from the Fed before then. On the other side, the equities are coming into another earnings season. We think it'll be a good one because of the base effect. So we're quite content to stay with our allocation in equities and fixed income for the time being. Thank you very much.